think St Paul's is selling a piece of history that is wrapped up in a whole tradition of worship that's been here for 1400 years. And I think it's quite unique.
We're situated in what I think is the richest square mile in Europe, and it's a very interesting place to be as an institution that is trying to speak about faith.
It's one of the great buildings of London and one of the great buildings of the world. When I'm sort of in the marketplace talking to tour operators, there is no problem in communicating who I am or what I'm talking about. The difficulty is because people know the building so well from the outside, it's being able to tell them of the benefits of what there is to do and what there is to see inside. Previously, I'd worked at Hampton Court and the other Tower of London, and the basic product that we have is very similar in certain terms of we are competing with the same. We're trying to attract the same audience, the same market. Tourists are coming to London for short breaks, essentially now. They're most probably in London for 2 or 3 days. They might set aside one day to do attractions, and they must probably want to have 2 or 3 visits within that day. And we need to make sure that we are actually within the radar to be able to ensure that they come to us on that particular day.
It costs us in the order of £5.5 million a year to run St Paul's. That is both the mission and looking after the cathedral and the visitors that come here. We have something in the order of 700,000 that come through the front door paying admission, of which about 75% are visitors from overseas. And that is probably much higher than many of the other London sites.
We haven't yet thought of another way of raising the huge amount of money that we need to raise, other than asking people to pay when they come in to look around the building. But we're quite clear that we ask people to pay in between our services. So no one would ever have to pay to come to church. I mean, that would be completely ridiculous and against everything that we stand for.
We look at our costs. We look at how we can manage and provide the best visit for people who come here, and we look at how we can contain those costs within a certain level, and then we try to keep well within what other people may call a market price for a visit to London.
So it's a very interesting challenge. It is a controversial thing, and some people will come and they'll react quite strongly to the fact that they're being asked to pay to come into a church. We have to address it, and we have to find a way through it which is consonant with our principles, so that we feel that we're doing the right thing. And at the moment, that is charging the tourists to look around the building. I mean, I'm not a business expert, but it seems to me that our business model is different from a company which is trying to increase its profits. We're not an institution that's focused on the bottom line, except to fund the activities that we're wanting to do.
If you're in the city in a corporate bank or a corporate organisation, your prime role is generating wealth for the shareholders and all of those other parties, employees, suppliers, customers. Here we have a mission which is primarily to do with the future of religious activities. We are a charity, and whilst we have to ensure that we have sufficient funds to carry out our charitable purposes, we also want to be sure that we stay in business, inverted commas, for a very long time.
My role as marketing manager is to try to ensure that we get as many people inside the building as possible. It's clearly important for the income generation, because we need to be able to have enough money to keep this great building going.